This is a perfect example of it looks good from far, but it's far from good. My client is the buyer. He's under contract for this house, and the seller won't let him do an inspection. They did say that he can do a walkthrough. So I'm here today to do a walkthrough with him. We're not going to do an inspection, I swear. Scout's honor. All right, now I came in here, and you're going to look at this foundation wall, and you're probably not going to see anything wrong with it. Other than the efflorescence and moisture intrusion coming through this wall actually looks pretty okay. Gee, I wonder why that's there. Is that strategically placed? Preston, why do you always assume the worst of people? Clues, oh clues. Why is this dehumidifier here? And why is that fan up there spinning around, blowing air through this basement? I wonder why. Now, if you needed any evidence that there was hydrostatic pressure and negative grade forcing water into this basement, you really don't need much more evidence than this right here. This is the best part of the foundation. But let me show you what the laser says. That line is not plumb or straight. If you look at it, that whole wall is leaning inward towards me. Here you can see the wall kind of goes in and then back out. So that part's bulging in and that part is leaning in. And then we have this step crack running all the way down this wall to that major displacement right there. And maybe you don't think that's terrible, but that's pretty significant. Here we have a steel I-beam with a metal column. How's that look? That's holding up the whole house. But we came in here to all this strategically placed stuff, and there are some real clues in here. First of all, this little buttress wall that you see right here is new. This is not the same masonry block as the rest of the house. That was added to this house. Now, how do I know? Well, because that joint that you see right there is curved. That wall right there, they actually formed to fit the leaning of this wall right here, because this whole back wall is caving in. Now, this had a big horizontal crack right across here, and the top is actually pushing inward. I noticed a whole bunch of work here, and they stacked a whole bunch of stuff up. Just kind of mysteriously and strategically, back here in the worst spot, they put all this stuff, including this piece of styrofoam and some sleds, because they didn't want me to see the string line that they snapped and tried to cover up with silver paint. And then they broke out the good old Flex Seal. And then right over there is that worst part of the foundation that is caving in. That is like 1.5 inches of displacement. And if I show it to you, you will see a dark gap right there at the bottom. Over here, this whole wall is in horrible shape. And right there we have another string line that they snapped to put in these pilasters. Now, I looked down here and you can see some Flex Seal right there. This foundation is a train wreck all the way across here. Come over here, and this is the stuff I always tell you guys about. You can see the hydrostatic pressure pushing the water through the slab joint, but what did they do? They Flex Sealed it and caulked it to try to keep the water out. So guess what? On this back wall, they were probably able to seal that up to some degree. You can see right there, they caulked that and sealed that. How well does it seem to be working? Because all they really did was move the moisture over to here. And as you see, this whole entire wall is just full of moisture. Now, I always want to take a hammer and pop a hole right there because water would shoot out of that foundation right there. Those are probably all full of water. But here it is, the chef's kiss. Let's have a competition to see who can use the most couplers and fittings. I wonder who won this competition. Now, I just wanted to show you guys the subfloor in this house because there's really nothing wrong with it at all. It looks real good to me. So, little Flex Seal, little Kills primer. I think they're going to be just fine. That passes my inspection. Right here, we just have this mystery puddle. Puddle, why are you here? Oh, I don't know. Gee, I wonder why there's Flex Seal on the vapor barrier. Wonder what happened. Yes, this is right where that floor was creaking in the dining room. And you can see huge areas of vapor barrier that has been cut open, covered with boards, taped up, held up, propped up. They were forcing my client to waive their inspection. That's why I'm here right now. Think about that. Think about that for just 1 second. Think about if my client had waived their inspection and bought this place. People that are going to try to force you to buy something because they're trying to sell you their problem.
Removing or putting in new windows is kind of expensive, so here's a better solution. Who needs a new window? Just turn it into the wall.